You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Hello, Sharks, and welcome to Moments with Shai Will. Today we have a very special guest, Tia DOSTER. She is the Program Manager for Community Connections and also CEO and owner of JUICEDEFINed. Well, hello.
Hey, Shai.
Thank you for being here, taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I definitely appreciate that. So can you tell us more about what you do as a program manager?
So as a program manager of a community mental health facility, it requires a lot, right? So number one, it requires leadership, right? Because I have to manage, so to speak, a team of professionals, right? And so professionals meaning therapists, group facilitators, and all of the individuals that work directly with the clientele. So as a program manager, it's basically me overseeing the operations and the way that the program runs, right? And so it can be a lot of work.
I'm sure.
Obviously.
Anything dealing with program and manager.
Exactly. But it's rewarding, although it takes you away from like direct contact with clients and patients. It's rewarding because you get to help other professionals grow.
That's true.
Right? You also get to learn a lot about yourself and how, you relate to other people, how well people relate to you, you know what I mean? Like, because that's a whole nother thing too.
Yes.
So it's a rewarding job. It is. It truly is. It is a lot of work. But again, managing the operations of the program, making sure that things run smoothly, making sure that the clients are getting what they need, making sure that the staff is getting what they need, so everything runs smoothly. So that's essentially.
I'm sure. I like what you said, with the career choices that we make, we do find out who we are through that career. It's just like me, sometimes I don't know when to keep my mouth quiet because I feel like I'm not on the radio, there's no microphone, and then it's like sometimes I'm not saying enough, and then I don't know when to stop. And then even like if I'm having a conversation, outside of work during my personal time, it's like, I feel like I'm interviewing this person. But then again, we love what we do, right?
Yeah, we love what we do. We love what we do.
Exactly. So being a female in your position, is there any setbacks or any breakthroughs?
So one thing I can say about being in this position at this particular organization, and what I can say about the industry, the mental health industry in general, is that it is pretty much female-led. You see a lot of women working in different positions in this industry. So it's not as male dominated. Actually, we need more males.
Really? For me, you even came up in here, right?
Exactly. It's a lot different.
Yeah.
So my experience has not necessarily been where women don't progress in this industry because we're almost all that exists. You know what I mean? And I love that, but we do need more males. But I do think that we bring a special touch to this industry because, we're nurturers, right? We're nurturing. We want to be able to help people. And that's what we do, like generally and naturally. So, being a female in this position really is, it's not uncommon. So I love it. And I love seeing other women grow and help and build community around mental health because that's important. That's a thing now. It's always been a thing, but right now it's not as taboo as it used to be. So being a female in this industry just helps me to just hone in on my nurturing skills and helps me to just kind of see like we're doing a thing over here, But yeah, I think it's, female in this industry, like we welcome more. And we want to make sure that, we bring that nurturing aspect to the industry and keep, healing people.
Okay. So far as being a program manager, what kind of educational background would you need to hold that position?
So in the mental health industry, generally as a program manager, you should have a master's degree in either mental health counseling or social work psychology. Like those are like the three main fields that you would need like an advanced degree in. Oftentimes, or in some respects, you need a license because you know
that part. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so so those are like the types of degrees and licenses that you would need. So it's, I mean, it's worth it, right? Because at the base level, yes, you need a bachelor's to kind of like run groups and to kind of deal face to face with the clients. But then when you start doing like individual therapy, you need a master's degree. But then as you start to excel to more administrative things like management, director, like those types of positions, you want to be licensed and you want to at least have your advanced degree. You need that.
I mean, so was this something when you decided to go to college, was this a career that you wanted right away, or was it like through the years of college, or let's say semesters?
So the crazy thing is when I was in college, I initially wanted to do nursing. So that was like my original goal, like, oh, go to nursing school and work in the hospital or, you know, do something in the hospital. But then as I started to, you know, kind of excel in school, I was like, you know what, like mental health is really, or psychology more or less was more what I was interested in. And so I switched my major to psychology. And then when I got out of school, I was like, well, what am I going to do with a psychology degree, right? Because I never thought about being a therapist. I just always thought I would work in a hospital, which you can still work in a hospital with this degree. But I didn't know that there were so many other opportunities until I started working in the field. And so when I got my first job, that was so long ago, but when I got my first job, as a case manager, as a matter of fact, where I would basically go to clients' homes and help them get like services and things like that. I decided, okay, what's the next level, right? And the next level was like, in this field is like, okay, well, you can be a therapist and you have to get your master's and you have to, you know, keep going to school in order for you to progress in the field. And so that's what I ended up doing. And that's when I started to learn about all of the different aspects of mental health that I could work in. And substance abuse stood out to me. That was like that is my niche. But that stood out to me, and I decided, hey, let me go get my master's. I got a certification in substance use.
That's important. And I like what you said. That was your niche. You found your niche, and I truly believe that's where people fall short sometimes. Because, you know, I'm in college right now, and people are always switching their major. I'm like, wait a minute. So what you're going to do, you're going to take other classes, and then you're going to switch again? So finding your niche is very important. You hear that, Sharks? Most definitely. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll be right back.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling.
When I graduated from the Honors College with my Associate's in Arts degree, I had the choice to either enter into a larger university or to stay at Miami-Dade College. I don't think if I was in a larger university, it would be as easy as it was to just integrate myself into a research group as I did. So I'm very thankful for Miami-Dade College for offering me all of these opportunities that I perhaps would not have seen in a larger college.
You're watching MDC-TV.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Welcome back, Sharks. You are tuned in to Moments with Shai Will. We have been speaking to Tia DOSTER, Program Manager and also CEO, owner of JUICEDEFINED. So, this is a very interesting concept. So tell me, how were you able to bring this vision to life?
So JUICEDEFINED, first of all, that's my baby. Okay. That's my baby. So remember, we're talking about how we kind of stumble upon who we are as life just kind of unfolds for us. And I think that's what happened to me, right? I had some experience, some medical issues that happened when I had my daughter, and that left me with like some lasting health issues. And because of that, I started to really feel like, hey, let me hone in on how can I get healthier? You know what I mean? How can I, you know, what can I do to improve my health, my overall health? And so that's where juicing came in. Like I found juicing and I was just like wowed by like how I felt, like what it did for my body, what it did for a lot of the health issues I was dealing with. And I just said, you know what, I need to share this. And I started to share it. And, you know, lo and behold, you know, in our communities, like there is a lack of healthy eateries around. There's a lack of nutritional education. Like we just don't know a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And so when I started to learn all of the things that could help us improve our health, just namely our diet, like that's one of the simplest things that we can do to like change, you know?
I believe that. It's very important. And don't you find it to be strange that when you want to go healthy, everything is much more expensive? Like me, I'm always on a diet, but back to the 2 entrees. We're not going there though, Shai's favorite time. You know, if I'm going to go buy a salad, you know, it's like 15, 16 bucks because I want to be healthy. And then versus a hamburger with French fries, I'm at what, $8, $9?
Yep.
You see
it's
that?
true. You know, I think that sometimes we're tempted by the cheaper things, right? But the cheaper things are not always the best for us.
No.
You know what I mean? And I look at it as an investment. You know, it has to be looked at as an investment. So we have to just kind of reframe the way that we think about things, because it's like, yeah, I'd rather spend $15 on a salad right now, but in 20 years, I don't want to be spending $15,000 on, you know, blood work and x-rays and hospital visits and, you know, all of the things, you know what I mean? So
I know.
So that's like the mentality I try to have, like, okay, I'm making an investment. This is an investment.
That's exactly what it is, especially
you know?
when you become an entrepreneur.
Yes.
It's an investment that you're making. You know, everyone's like, oh, I want to quit my job. You hear that, Sharks? I want to quit my job. But do you realize when you have your own business, you spend more money. You're not going to make money right away. Eventually, you'll make money. You're working more.
In the beginning, you're working
Yes, this is the beginning stages. But yeah, everybody thinks everything happens overnight.
No.
So, you know, congratulations to you with that.
you.
Okay, so you have a healthy choice far as your juices and everything. How do you compare yourself with other people that promotes healthy choices?
So I think with my background in therapy and mental health, I try to target more of the mindset because I think that people, when we think about healthy eating, like the cost of things, like, you know what I mean? It's just a mindset. It's just a mentality that needs to be shifted. So I think I try to approach things from that standpoint. Like, I know that we're not used to spending this much on healthy foods, right? On a salad. On a salad. But if we can change our mindsets around what kind of value it brings to our lives, then we would not mind spending
Exactly.
$15, you know what I mean?
I like that.
So that's the approach I try to take with it, because I realize a lot of people have that same hang up. It's just like, why am I spending because it's not ideally what we want.
Exactly.
You know?
And it's just like you, like, okay, your shop, JUICEDEFINED, you guys. You go in there, it's beautiful, it's nice, the layout. I'm like, girl, you need to have a section where people can come in here and they can study. Like, that's what I'm getting. That's the type of vibes. And you see the prices. For some people, that might be too much. For me, I'm like, nah, I understand, because I shop and I buy a lot of produce. Produce is very expensive, believe it or not. They're adding up. You know, so like you mentioned before, like, you know, it's maintaining your body, your mental health, because we are gonna get older. And we don't want to be worrying about blood work and everything. So that is a perfect statement of what you just said, and I really like that. That was good. So what was a major milestone for JUICEDEFINED?
Ooh, a major milestone. I think hitting 2 years. At first I thought it was like, okay, we hit 1 year. So I'm like, oh my God. Because, honestly, we're considered a restaurant, right?
Yes.
And so the statistics of restaurants don't usually look very good. Like, usually most restaurants don't make it past a year.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, it's hard in the restaurant industry. And so, when we made it to 1 year, I was just like, oh my God. Then we made it to 2 years, and I was like, oh my God. So, I think that those milestones mean a lot just because, you know the statistics and you try not to be bound to that, but it's the reality. And then you look at what you put in, the work you've done, and then you just really, you notice how much people really rock with you for you to still have open doors. It means a lot, you know what I mean?
That's facts.
Like, so those were 2 milestones, making a year, making 2 years. I think every year will be a milestone. It's a milestone, right. And it's an accomplishment that I'm proud of. And I'm looking forward to like continuing the celebration.
Yes, it's always going to be a celebration. And let me tell you, Sharks, I go to JUICEDEFINed, and it's actually not too far from here.
It's really close, literally close. So we're about 2 miles from here. And so, it's very convenient access.
It is.
So I'm hoping that, more people start to learn about us and see that we're like really centrally located. You know what I mean? Right off the 826, you can find us. You can find us off of the Gratney Parkway. 27th Avenue runs all the way up and down
That's
north,
true.
Dade and Broward. So we're easy to find. We're easy to get, to reach. So I'm just hoping more people, learn who we are so that they can come and really get their life with our juices and just understand that what we put in our bodies is what really counts. So
I like that. That's definitely true. Shout out to JUICEDEFINed.
yes. And what's your favorite smoothie?
Wait, hold on.
Or your favorite juice?
Oh, chai wannabe.
The chai tea wannabe.
Chai tea wannabe. Yes. And the explosion.
Crystal explosion.
Explosion.
Your 2 favorites.
Yes, my 2 favorites. Yes, I'm gonna have to bring some here.
Yes.
All right, Sharks. Yes, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me. You got me believing that I can seize the day. You got me hooked on a feeling that I can do anything if I give my heart to it.
Well, we're glad you're still here with us. This is Moments with Shai Will. So now let's have a little fun. It's time for self-reflection. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Okay. So if you can only use 5 words to describe yourself, what would it be?
5 words. Okay, so I would say victorious. I would say gifted. I would say conqueror. I would say resilient. And I would say, that's 2 words. I would say calm.
Why resilience?
I would say resilient because I've been through a lot of things, and even though I've been through a lot of things, it hasn't tainted my view of my future or the world.
Yeah.
And so I think that is what kind of keeps me going. So I think I would say resilient because of that.
And then what advice would you give to the Sharks as far as resilience?
I would say keep going. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what it is. Like, if you are able to wake up in the morning, keep going.
Oh, yes.
And that's like something like I would always hear like older people say, like, just keep living. And then now at this age, I'm like, oh yeah, I know what they mean.
Keep living. Even though every time I'm getting older by how the year goes, but they're like, girl, you still young. I'm like, well, when am I going to be old?
I know. right. At what age? When am I gonna be old?
Okay.
Yes.
And conqueror.
Conqueror. So my full name is Fathiyyah. Everybody calls me Tia. So Fathiyyah in Arabic means conqueror. And so I will always describe myself. I think that's the perfect name for me.
Well,
'Cause I
that's
will
the name you should be
always-
telling me. Yeah, call me this. Yeah.
Yes. So well, when people see it on paper, they're like, "What did it say?"
That's why I called you
I
today.
know.
I'm like, I want to make sure I'm saying it right because people be
Yes.
calling me Shai, and I'm like, it's Shai.
Shai, right. So I'm glad you asked because sometimes people don't ask.
No.
And so, you have to correct people all the time. But no, but Tia is a nickname that, I've grown to, really
Yeah,
accept.
of
And
course.
people, it's a name of endearment.
Your mama did
People-
good with that name.
Yes.
Yes. How'd she come up with that?
It was really my dad. Like my
Okay.
dad was just, he was really into the Arabic faith
Mm-hmm.
and he in the Muslim faith, and he just wanted to give all his kids names that had meanings and all of
Yes.
that. So yeah,
Okay.
I guess he did a good job.
Okay. That's nice. Okay. All right. So, what lessons have you learned during hard times or if there was a failure?
I think one of the biggest lessons I've learned was you can overcome anything.
Yes.
Like, I think that's one of the biggest lessons I've learned, whether it was in business or whether it was regarding my health or medical issues, whether it was relationships, you know how that go, whether it was, whether it was professional, like with a job, like
Yes.
you can get through anything,
I
literally.
believe that too.
Literally.
But the first step is facing the facts of what happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like one day it's all good, then like it could be a spare of a moment that can change your life on the decisions
Absolutely.
that you make.
Absolutely.
So, when I'm going to make a decision or move forward in my life, I always think long term instead of this feeling I have right now.
Exactly. And
What's
that's
going
the
to
key.
happen? Am I going to be mad at myself for making this decision? So yes, I believe that too, and people do fear failure. I've heard the greatest peoples of all time say that is a part of success.
It is. It truly is.
So.
It truly is. And you learn how to push through,
Yeah.
right? Anyways, because as much as you can be afraid of failure, you can be afraid of success too.
Yeah.
And so trying to balance the two and still continue to move and grow. But I think as long as you're always willing to learn, right, then there's always room to grow. Like there's always room to be successful.
That's
and,
right.
and things can get better. But if you're
They can.
open-minded and you're willing to learn, like you can always make some moves.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so don't make it be like it's a setback.
exactly.
It's more of an eye opener. So what we gonna do now moving forward?
Yep. It's a lesson.
It is. It truly is. So other than your family and JUICEDEFINED, what matters to you in life?
What matters to me? It matters that I'm whole and that I'm healthy. When you start to be talking about getting older, but when you start getting older, then you realize how much health is really wealth. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so, being healthy matters to me. Being able to see my daughter, flourish, is important to me. It matters. Being able to see the world.
That's right.
It matters.
Yeah.
You know what I
and
mean?
you waking up, being happy, doing the things that you love, because the
Absolutely.
things that matter to me is that.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm having my down moments or days, I'm like, well, I'm still doing what I've been wanting to do.
Yep.
And that's what lifts me up.
Yep. Exactly.
At moments, because sometimes we have that one person, let me call this person that's gonna lift me up. But then what about you? What can lift you up naturally?
Yeah.
Your career, JUICEDEFINED, my TV show.
Yeah.
So it's important, and I mean, is there any words of encouragement that you can give to the Sharks?
I would say keep learning, keep growing. Don't be afraid to be who you are and be authentically you. And And I would say too, like, don't be afraid of change.
Ooh, girl, you done
Like,
nailed that one. That is
like,
facts.
things change all the time. We change.
Yes, don't be
You
afraid
know?
of change, because then sometimes change is gonna make you
Yep,
change.
it changes
and
gon-
then you're
yep.
not gonna like it because it's unexpectedly. So
Yeah.
be ready to
Be
make
ready,
changes.
Be
Yes.
open to change, and because oftentimes, if you're not changing or you're not growing, like, what happens? Like, you're dying or you're dead. So be open to change, be open to growth, be open to learning new things. Yeah, and those is very general, but it means a lot, right? It's not just some, just run of the mill saying. It's true. Like, if we maintain that mentality that I'm open to growing and changing, I'm open to learning, then again, you can get through anything.
Yeah, you heard that, Sharks, right? You can get through anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anything.
Stay focused, remain determined.
Yep.
Remember why you started it in the
Yep.
first place.
Yep.
And I mean, hey, we're gonna all have obstacles, but remember why you're doing it and where you want to go is your
Exactly.
end goal. So definitely,
That's very important.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome,
again for
Shai.
being here
Thank you
with
for having
us.
me.
We had a good time.
Yes, we did.
And like I said, let them know where they can find you as far as your IG.
Absolutely. So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I'm a little old, so that's about all I use.
okay.
Facebook, Instagram, at JUICEDEFINED, JUICEDEFINED. You can find us at the storefront is 854 Alibaba Avenue, Opelika. And you can find us on our website, thejuicedefined.com. If you want to, make a purchase or get in contact with us for any other purposes or reasons, you can absolutely find us there.
All right. Well, thank you for being
Thank
here.
you, Shai.
Tia, we've been having fun. Yes, definitely. And thanks for tuning in to Moments with Shai Will. See you again, Sharks.